Hello, my name is Richard Aguirre, and my paper is titled Industrial and Household Chemicals Polluting Our Water. So, to begin, water is essential to life on Earth, and without water, I would not only be dehydrated, but I would die. Our water does have naturally occurring pollutants that we learned in some of the earlier modules. And due to human activities, there have been unnatural synthetic chemicals or pollutants that have been introduced into the water cycle. And they are occurring at a high volume. Wastewater plants are unable to remove them. And community water suppliers are able to remove them, but most of the time do not due to cost efficiency. Now, what exactly are these human-made pollutants? POPs, or persistent organic chemicals, have four main characteristics. They persist in the environment. They are insoluble in water, and they hang around for quite some time. They bioaccumulate and magnify in substances, and they concentrate in the food chain. So basically, smaller organisms eat them, and over time, large organisms eat a good number of smaller organisms, and they magnify and become larger and larger substances, although they're smaller and smaller substances. These chemicals are toxic, and they are also able to travel far distances all over the globe. These POPs are found. So POPs in household products, any product with that's scented with fragrance is going to be a POP. Many soaps, detergents, cosmetics have POPs or fragrances in them. Agricultural industries use insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, and this led to a book from Rachel Carlson called Silent Spring, published in 1962. It really shined light on what was going on and ultimately led to the 1970s America's banning of many POPs, and it kind of detailed the seriousness of what our actions are doing to the environment. Although many of these banned substances were still used in other countries, so although they're banned in America, it's still a global issue. And in America, we're still producing many new POPs almost every day, so although some are banned, the problem has not even really been touched. So one way to get rid of POPs is to use ozone to disinfect the water. A study that I read about and used in my paper said that ozone can remove POPs, and although that's a good thing, most community water suppliers don't use ozone to disinfect their water because of the price. So ultimately, government is not doing all it can to protect the people, to protect our water supply, and keep us from bioaccumulating the persistent organic chemicals that we're creating. So here's how bioaccumulation works. I really like this graphic, actually. It just shows the smaller fish, and they have a very thin line of pollutant in them, and then slowly over time, the small organism is eaten or consumed by a larger organism, and more of that chemical is present in a larger organism. So some of the things that can happen, a lot of birds of prey are having issues, and among some of the issues, this cross-billed syndrome is, this is a pretty effective graphic as well. So in conclusion, our actions have been manipulating the natural order of food chains and food webs, and humans like to think pretty easily that they are removed from the natural food web of the earth and the planet, and that we are something different and we don't need to worry about it. Or they're just misinformed, but it is an issue and it will be detrimental. I'm not really sure right now if it's as bad as it will get, but it's definitely something that we should be taking in consideration, although I would say most of the people in position to do something about it are the ones who are for the synthesization of chemicals. So nothing will probably ever happen, and it'll just keep getting worse until the planet is destroyed and we all die a chemically induced poison death. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.